I've got no clue.
What the hell is this supposed to be?
Never seen this before in my life. Someone messing about, I think. Jesus, where am I?
I would lose my shit if stuff like that happened in my world. I wouldn't
Where
like that.
where am I?
Just go over here and then
Oh wait, I think I...
we flew the wrong way back. It's this way.
Wait, this is the main... Oh yeah, this is the main highway. I'm back. I'm back to where I wanted to be. Yo peeps, I'm at the bridge. Look how nice it's starting to look.
I want to learn how to build intersections as well. It's fucking sick.
Yo Dylan, what's happening? I'm just working on the bridge at the moment, but I do want to get the airport cracked up as well. I'm just kind of, it's such a big it's such a big project. It's just filling like
Project.
yeah,
Project.
filling all the runways in, you know.
Project.
It's like it's a bit annoying. It's not something you always want to do,
Dr.
but
Cromwell!
I've got some pretty good ideas in terms of this map. So this map isn't going to be particularly your typical skyscraper styled city. This is like a seaside town. So think of somewhere like Blackpool doesn't really have
Yeah, you don't want to build a
skyscrapers.
big. You don't want to build a big stadium then for it.
It's more like, oh, yo, Alfie. It's more like, you get the odd apartment buildings and block of flats what go maybe like pretty tall, but nothing like skyscrapers to the height limit. A lot of this area is going to be more for like shops and bus stations and, like indoor go-karting tracks, warehouses, housing estates, that type of thing. And then the countryside with good scenery like mountains and windy country roads and little like pulling cafes to get like a burger and stuff at the side of the road. Little towns and villages with a post office and a pub.
Where's the service station with the
The ser-
McDonald's? Where's that?
oh, the service station
Oh,
is
it's this way.
back up to the main highway.
I'm on it
So
right now.
if you were, well, you'd be coming this way if you're actually driving, then you'd take this section up. Would you? Oh no, you wouldn't.
No, the service
I,
station ain't this way. It's this way.
no, you'd go up this big one. So you'd come up here, you'd take it up, and then you'd take it round, and then you'd take it back down, and then you'd be back onto this highway. I'm on the highway to heaven, yeah.
There we go.
And then you'd keep following it, and then
Welcome to
eventually,
Welcome Break M54 Services M54. No, 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 no.
yeah, the
Yeah, we're here. This is sick. I love this place.
the M54 is obviously the name of the motorway. M54 services is just obviously the services here, and then Welcome Break is what like the
Oh
main
my god,
building's
look what I
called.
put here a couple days ago.
No gravy.
Yeah, they're running out of gravy instead of chicken now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Lol. Oh yeah, there is a KFC there, isn't there, in the services? I forgot about that. But yeah, I need to do another one at the other side, like another building. There's a bake there as well. I forgot about bake. Just a sec, guys. We'll be back in a moment. Yeah, lol. Dr. Cronwell?
Ash, we got a problem here.
What?
A big lorry's going to be able to fit under this.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know actually. It depends if one of Jamie's trucks would fit under here. I think it would, personally. We'll have to have a
I
look.
don't think it will.
Let's have a look.
Oh no, how high is his trucks usually?
Not that high.
Let's have a look in the book.
No, I don't want that block. That's usually the height of one of his trucks.
Oh my god, so it's one. Oh, damn. And you're building it going on the wrong side of the road, Ash, if this is the front.
Yeah, no, I'm just doing it for... I'm going to take it down after. But yeah, it does actually fit. Only just though. I suppose if it had a bit of a bigger trailer, then you might have a... But to be honest, I could in a way, maybe like, make this like higher if I needed to. Be quite easy. Just to make it one block higher. But we shall see how it goes when we bring it further that way. I like the service station though. It just, I don't know, something about it. I'm online today. Nice, Dylan. Nice. You're online today. Cool. Very excited. Oh, and also, guys, I might have bagged ourselves in another big clubbing year event in July as well. So yeah, so it turns out, guys, that we could be going to 2 festivals in July. Yeah, that is correct. 2 festivals, like, holy Jesus Schweppes, like, it's gonna be sick. Like, if we go to 2 festivals, like, this is gonna be, like, July is gonna be the month of the year. So if you guys don't know, we're already going to the Blackpool Festival in July. I've already like bought tickets. There's a hotel booked, and you know, we're actually doing this thing in July, and there's gonna be like loads of artists there from example, we've got Faithless, we've got Paul Oakenfold, we've got Roger Sanchez, Andy Whitby, Too Funky 2, Pawn Kings, Public Domain, Wax on Man on Wax, Dax on Sax, loads of great singers, Abigail Bailey. There's absolutely, like loads of artists like coming to this Blackpool Festival. However, later on in July, up in Redcar, which is like not far from Middlesbrough, Clubland are actually doing a Clubland on the beach. Now, I was actually meant to be going to this last year. And pretty much what went down is it was like the weekend before I had a family holiday. So what went down is I couldn't afford to go to both. Like the family holiday was already paid for, so I couldn't like go to both because it was too close. Like the on the beach was too close to the family holiday, as I'm sure you guys understand. So it made it in a way like quite hard for me to do both, so I had to obviously like give one a miss. However, a good friend of mine who I've known for a lot of years tagged me in one of their event posts today, and it actually turns out that this thing is actually like going ahead again. So they're actually like obviously doing it again this year. But it turns out that they actually could be going, if you get what I mean. So like they actually could be like attending the event. So like to go with your mates would be like quite a cool thing. Like it'd be a sick experience. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So pretty much like what's gonna go down is I'm thinking about attending it with my mates. Now I don't know exactly yet how much the tickets are and things. I've not looked at ticket prices yet because they're not actually released, and I don't know who's on the lineup yet because the lineup's not been announced. But pretty much what's going down is yes, there is a possibility that we could be going to this, and if we are, like, this is going to absolutely kick off and be mental. And if I'm going, I'm going to be going with about 4 or 5 friends. So any news about the girl? No news about the girl, I'm afraid. I think that girl's a little bit of a, little bit of a long gone girl. So if you guys don't know what happened, I'll give you a small minority of the back end story of what happened. So pretty much we had a Clubland Classics event last week, which I was filming for Clubbing Year, and I was also attending the event, obviously, because I love the music and the DJs. And pretty much I went to the event with my mum and my stepdad, because my mum used to be like really into that type of music back in the day. And I was obviously sleeping at her house anyway because she lives in the town where the event is. So we decided to go and attend the event, and the event was an absolutely amazing event. But I met a girl while I was there. A girl kind of came over to me and started dancing with me, and started like grabbing my arm and started dancing, and I guess like egging me on with the music, like, go on, go for it, go on, get raving, like, and started like asking how am I doing and my name and stuff like that. And pretty much like the music was like really, really loud, because obviously it's like Clubland, it's like hardcore, there's donk and bounce. And anyway, me and this girl like started getting like really close, like really friendly, like dancing, buying each other like drinks at the bar. She'd get shots, I'd get shots. You know how it goes. And she had a couple of other friends with her. I got introduced to them, and it was going well. I kind of formed, I guess, in a way, like I guess a bit like a crony crew to like hang about with at the event, and got introduced to some other, some of their friends who were all like, nice, decent people, and really sort of friendly to get along with, which is what you want when you go to these events. You want someone who's going to be like really nice, and to be honest, like, she also looked after me as well, made sure that I wasn't going too balmy, getting too much to drink, but also made sure I was having a good time at the same time. And pretty much, to give you the sort of like end of the story, pretty much because I went with my mum got a little bit too much to drink, and to be honest, like, when she has a drink, she can go a bit sort of, like, things can easily, yeah, she might, but she can get, like, things can wind her up easier, if that makes sense, and she can soon, like, like, get mad about something which isn't even really that much of a big deal, and say things that are kind of, I guess, in a way, like, harsh, but like, you don't mean them, if you know what I mean. Like, she didn't mean it, because obviously, do you know what I mean? Like, because obviously that was obviously the way it went. It was part of, I guess you'd say it was part of the drink talking. And we got into a little bit of a debate because she was a little bit angry that I'd been ignoring her all night, which, to be fair, I hadn't been ignoring her all night, but every time my mum sort of came near me, I was kind of like dancing with this girl, and then she'd kind of like encourage me to keep dancing. And my mum was also like really interested in like being with the artists as well, so she was kind of like right at the front of the stage sometimes, and it was quite hard to get next to her, and she took a little bit of offence to it, and pretty much thought that I was kind of like, I guess in a way, like ignoring her type thing. So we got into a little bit of a debate, and my stepdad went outside for a smoke, and I thought he'd been for a smoke like not long ago. So I wondered why he went outside, and I pretty much went outside to follow him. And then my mum came outside, and she thought that she thought that we were just leaving her and ditching her again. So a little bit more of a dispute broke out, and I think I might have been outside like too long to be able to get back in without paying again. And pretty much like I never went inside to like carry on like to see this girl again. And I never like properly got a name because it was hard to hear. And now I'm kind of like, I kind of half like semi feel bad because I kind of feel like I just left her, if that makes sense. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like, you know, like I just left her without saying anything. So I don't know if I like upset her or she wondered where I went. Wondered like where I got to, why I just left her when she'd like, you know, bought me a shot and all that, and you know, like we were getting on so well, like, you know, guess like thinking like, why would he just leave? We were getting on so well, kind of thing. And I've got no record of how to find her on Facebook. I can't find her again to drop her a message. I can't, you know, like I can't explain because I don't know, you know, like I remember what she was wearing. You know, she wasn't the tallest girl. She had black hair. She was wearing dark green, but I can't find her. Like, do you know what I mean? You're not alone. Do you know what I mean though? So like, it was really hard. Like, so I think I'm just gonna have to let it go now. The fact that I'm probably like, that it's probably over. I mean, there's always a small chance that she goes to that same nightclub again if ever they had like another dude there. But the point is like by then she might even like have forgotten who I am or that sort of thing, or you know, like it could just be like what, like I won't even know what she looks like. So for all I know, like, do you know what I mean? Like it's probably gonna be that long away before I obviously end up seeing her again. Which is a little bit of a shame, like I say, because she really was a nice girl, like not what you expect, like not someone who, you know, like say like uses you for money or anything like that, or to get like cheaper drinks. Like it really wasn't. Like she was really like, you know, like cared for you, made sure you had a good night, looked after you, made sure like no one was trying to cause trouble with you, and just genuinely like be a friend. And then she wanted a friend request on Facebook, and you know, obviously now I can't give her a friend request on Facebook because I don't know what she's called, which is really annoying. Like she knew my name, but I think only first name, so I could be any Ashley. Do you know what I mean? Like, but the thing what really made me laugh about the night, what made the night about her is when I went to this event. There was an MC on called MC Keys, and he was kind of like supporting the DJ. And when he was on, she was kind of like talking to me and like, oh, I can be MC someone. I can't remember what she said, and you can be MC Ash. And the thing what was so funny is she had no clue that I actually was an MC. Like, you know, like she had no clue that I had a Facebook page with over 1,000 followers, and that I actually do MC to songs like that myself. And it was kind of like, you know, like it was kind of like, I think like I tried to say, but I don't think she really took much notice. And it was like, you know, like if she'd have actually known like what I actually did, like that could have probably boosted things so much more. Like if I'd have found out that, if she knew, you know, like how big my Facebook page was and stuff like that, like she'd have but she had no clue, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I even have pictures with her on her phone, not my phone. I should have got one on my phone, really. But, you know, just the way it goes. I mean, plenty more fish in the sea. I mean, like, nothing was even bound to happen. You know what I mean? Like, for all I know, we could have just said bye at the end of the event. You know, called it a day. And, you know, and that was it. Or, you know, it could have led to something more. But that's the thing what annoys me now is that I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, if if I'd have been able to stay in, would something have happened? You see, that's the thing what's annoying me now, like, you know, like, is it, like, the fact that I don't know. Like, that's the thing what's annoying me more than, like, more than anything, because now it's kind of like I don't know. Like, I could have just in a way blown something that was that could have been really good, you know. Someone who was like really genuinely nice, you know, that could have gone out the window type thing. Or for all I know, like, you know, she could have just said bye at the end of the event. Do you know what I mean? Or like, but there again, like, you don't always expect things to happen on the first night either. Like, we could have just like added each other as a friend, maybe carried on talking, then maybe arranged to go to some other events together, and just, you know, taking it from there. Like, the thing is you never know. So I'm just hoping that someone who went to that event, who knows that girl, like, shares one of my MCs or something. Or like, for example, like, do you know what I mean? Like, someone who like happens to know her, like happens to like one of my MCs, and then she happens to see it, and then goes like, that's the, oh, that, I remember him from somewhere. And then, like, you know, she'll like my page or something, and then drop a message or something. Because I am like pretty big on the Facebook page, so that's a possibility that could perhaps get me somewhere. Like, you know, there's bound to be someone who knows her what possibly has seen like one of my MCs who just happens to share it, and then she sees it. Do you know what I mean? But like, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much the update with the girl, unfortunately. But pretty much it was kind of my own fault, kind of slash my mum's, because we rowed. But if I hadn't have followed my stepdad outside the club, then we would have been, or you know, I probably would have been sound, because I was originally dancing with her, and then I can't remember, like, I can't remember. Oh yeah, I think I just went over to check if my coat was there. That was it. I went over to check if my coat was there, because obviously they've been going in and out for smokes, and I didn't want someone picking my coat up, so I just went to check if it was there. And then that's when I obviously got told that she wasn't happy that I, you know, obviously abandoned her, which, you know, I obviously didn't, but like, I didn't expect that to happen. Like, I didn't think I'd get like really, like, you know, like really friendly with this girl. Like, it never entered my head, because I didn't think anyone who I knew was going to the event. That's why I obviously, you know, said to my mum, do you want to go to the event with me type thing. And I know she's like into going to events and stuff, so, you know, I had no clue that it was going to happen. Like, I didn't plan it. You know, till that night, I'd never seen that girl anywhere before. Didn't know her. Didn't know any of her friends. You know, it was just random. You know, she just all of a sudden happened to like start. You know, like, well, I mean, to be honest, I guess like I was kind of not showing off, but you know, like, I was kind of like proper bouncing around when the beat dropped. Like, when, you know, when she first like came over, if that makes sense. Like, I was going for it. I wasn't just like standing still and rocking my head. Like, I was proper like jumping around and spinning around and chucking my hands up in the air, and do you know what I mean? Like, proper bouncing about. So that could have like caught the attention, I suppose. But you know, there's always a chance. You know, I'll never give up hope. I'm not giving up on it, but you know, it's, you know, as the days go further, it is looking, I guess, more like, you know, to the point that I won't see her anymore type thing. So we just got to see how it goes, really. See where it happens, see where it takes us, maybe to another level. But like I say, plenty more, you know, fish in the sea as well. It's just that one was a nice girl, like, do you know what I mean? Like, because, you know, I like a nice girl, like someone who's, you know, not someone who's just there, not someone who's just there to use you for drinks, or someone who just genuinely wants to like bounce all over you to show off. Like, you know, like this girl who I obviously saw at the weekend, like she was, you know, a genuinely nice girl, just, you know, just in a way, I guess, like making friends with someone and, you know, like making sure they were all right. But perhaps making sure I was all right a bit too much as well. If I'm completely honest. Because there was someone who I happened to recognise from Drift, another girl, like a biggish sort of, you know, a bit older than me, who came with her boyfriend and, you know, knows me as MC Noble type thing. And happened to, like, you know, shake my hand and ask how I was doing. And the girl I was dancing with did not like that one bit. For some reason, like, she like went into her ear and started talking to her, like as if to say like he's mine. But like the thing what like I guess in a way like made me think more like, you know, that there was something more here with this girl is like when we were going to the bar, like she was grabbing my hand and she was like holding my hand to walk to the bar. If you get what I mean, like not just walking next to me but like holding my hand and then like putting her arm around me and, you know, like, which to me, like, I could be getting this wrong, but to me that gives a sign, like, that someone's, like, more interested in you than you think type thing. You know, like, whereas, like, I guess if they just walk next to you, you can tell that it's more just, like, a friendly thing. Whereas, like, when they're, like, putting their arms around you and holding your hand and wanting you to come with them, you know, it's more, to me that seems more natural. But anyway, we're filling this grass in the middle of the airport. This is like going to be between like this runway and then that runway which goes that way. Don't get me wrong, this runway is going to go a lot further than it actually does at the moment. Like a plane isn't going to take off in this short space of time, but I've just done it for now because this is obviously where this concrete ends here, and obviously like the concrete is going to come like all round here and stuff like that. I just haven't obviously got round to filling it in yet. I'm doing like small steps at a time with this, which is quite good. But anyway, going back to before we got on to with the girl, it looks like we could have Clubland on the beach in July as well. The only thing is if this does happen, we will be sacrificing something else that we were going to do in July. There was something else which I was quite like buzzing to do, and it was actually like really close to home. It was actually an orchestra, but they play like Ibiza songs and they do it like obviously with guitars and stuff like that. You know, and like violins and stuff like that and pianos, and you know they make like the songs sound really good, and then they have like singers to sing, like, you know, if the songs have got words and stuff. It was going to be quite good to see them, but I think like deep down I'd rather do something like this, you know, what we're going to do in Redcar with mates than that. Because that you know that'd be all right. Don't get me wrong, but you know, like it, you know, like July's kind of like the middle of summer, isn't it? It's like your summer season, you know. So like to do a good few festivals like that'll be, you know, very good. If you need help with anything, I'm good at building. Yeah, if you want to give us a hand, you can. I'm pretty sure my friend Tom, he's the host of the party, but I'm sure he'd invite you.
Yeah, I invite him.
I'll invite you now if you're online. You can always give me a hand if you like. Let me just go down. Let me just go down and... There we go. I've invited you anyway, so you can join if you want to join, you know. But yeah, and also guys, it's not just Clubland at this beach festival either. There's actually going to be a new thing at this Clubland festival, and you'll never guess what it is, guys. It's a double M. It's the double M. You're probably thinking, what does the double M stand for? Well, the double M stands for Monta Musica. Now, you guys don't know what Monta Musica is. Ooh, you've got it's basically like my main like source of tunes to MC to. Like, I love MCing to Monta Musica. Like proper like hardcore bouncing tunes. Gonna be sick. Your virtual remix. There we are. Yo, I've invited you. Dr. Clonwell.
Offering a biscuit to a young boy.
Yes. That actually in the end got on, you know, like people like round my house's nerves yesterday. But pretty much, if you don't know like where that voice comes from, there's a guy on YouTube called Azaz, and he pretty much does like voice impressions like while playing video games and like trolls kids, like people on like, you know, he goes into like Fortnite games and, you know, like Call of Duty rounds and or like GTA lobbies, and then he'll talk like Cleveland Brown or Stewie Griffin. Yeah. And pretty much he did a video recently called Dr. Cronwell plays Fortnite. Now, I don't know if there is such a person as Dr. Cronwell, or if it's just like a made up British accent voice, but it's basically like a guy who talks like posh, who has a son called Lisbon, and pretty much like I find the voice quite funny, so I've been like trying to do it myself, but it's not as good as him. But it is like it's alright. It's, you know, it's kind of like, because I already kind of did a posh voice when I do the vicar in Park Drive, you know, Father Damien. But I don't know, like I want to try. I like doing voice impressions actually, but not like, yeah, I mean like. But I like doing different voice impressions, because everyone always like tries to do cartoon characters and, you know, like people from Family Guy, but I like doing like other types of voices, like say for example like just people out of like normal TV shows, or like different like accents, rather than like doing like say Donald Duck's voice. Oh yeah. I like, you know, if you live in the UK, we have a show called Benidorm, which is obviously set in Benidorm in Spain, and it's like a comedy about people what go on holiday there each year, and there's a couple in it, like a person called Noreen, and she has a son called Jeff, but her son Jeff is like, I guess like too embarrassed to admit that she's actually his mum, so he makes out that she's his PA, and I can do both. I can kind of do both of their voices, which is, you know, it's quite fun to do. And then obviously I made that voice Noreen in Park Drive, and just changed up on the voice a bit. Oh, I teleported there. Hello. Hello. Tally ho!
Dr. Cromwell, tally
Dr.
ho!
Cronwell asking a very small Minecraft player if he'd like a biscuit.
Wait there. Giving a Minecraft player a biscuit.
You
Tally
see,
ho!
over here we say biscuit, but I believe you say a small cookie. Lol. But nah, you know. What you doing stalling in front of that telly? Oh, I thought I gave you the ability. Here we go again. Wally. This map, nearly a year actually, believe it or not, but I kind of stopped. Yeah, I've stopped working on this for a bit because I kind of started the map. Well, pretty much. I have another map which is like 6 times bigger, but it's got like some uneven errors with the roads, and like about a year ago it was really peeing me off, and then a couple of other people who I knew like started a new city, so I kind of thought like, should I start one and see if I can make a better one? And then I started building this and it went like quite well, and then like I got stuck with something and I didn't like know how to continue it, and I got really angry, so I just decided to like give up on it. And then people started saying like, you know, don't give up on your other map when you've spent so much time on it. So I tried to fix it and make it look a bit better, but just recently I've decided to come back to this. It's biggish, yeah. I mean, I just got to fill some stuff in on the map that I realised I've missed. There we go. I need to do stuff like that more. I need a place for the maps now. But what I'm thinking about doing for this map is setting the spawn points like at the airport and the docks. So when you spawn into the map, it's like you've arrived at the airport. Like, you know, when it's more completed. And say like the docks, like, so it's like you just get off the boat. Rather than like spawning in the centre of the town. There isn't a centre of the town yet. It's not been built yet. It's still in early stages. I've only really just started coming into the town itself. Because I mean, a big part of the beginning of the map's countryside. So oh yeah. Yeah, it's nearly like dinner time. Like, you know.
It's 4:45.
Is it? Is it really that time already? Jesus, it is as well. In the morning. Yeah. Due to snow. Lol. Oh well, I'm gonna leave the stream here anyway, guys, because I've streamed a bit. Um, so yeah, like, sub, comment, don't comment, unsub, dislike. Tally ho!